There are three planes of the universe, which is physical, mental, and spiritual. Coaches people to do $1 million in business. Don't let these things stop you or change your thinking in a negative way from your goal. I removed my limiting beliefs and made 50K in less than 60 days. I'm going to teach you exactly how I did this because people think it's woo-woo stuff. People think it's, going to be like, hey, just sit there and do nothing. But these sort of beliefs that you have, what you believe you become, like it's plain as truth. Getting in the best shape of my life, making my YouTube videos popping up now. All these things are happening because I changed how I view myself, right? So I'm going to teach you the three planes of the universe, right? Now, what I want you to do is I'm going to give you actionables, and in between I'm going to tell you to do certain things to just do it, okay? Because it's going to make you a lot of money. Now, the reason why this works so well is because I've tried it on myself and other people and learned it from someone else who, coaches people to do $1 million in business and all that stuff in a month. Now, there are three planes of the universe, which is physical, mental, and spiritual. Now, all of these three, right? Like if you can look at that, could be like a physical plane could be a construction worker. A mental plane, which is using mental, could be someone sitting down and working on their laptop. It's really mental oriented. Or you could have someone that's painting like Bob Ross, right? Now, all these three things matter. A lot of people misconstrued these three planes. They talk about just spiritual or mental or physical, but in actuality, it's all same, right? So working hard and physically working hard is not enough. Let me tell you why. If you work hard on the wrong things, let's say you bash your head against the wall, right? Like that's just literally you're crazy. You're just bashing your head against the wall. I think you're gonna get anywhere. No, right? Like, why don't you do it? It is hard work. You could do it for 12 hours a day. Why don't you do it? Because it doesn't make sense. It mentally doesn't make any sense, right? And now there's certain works, right? Like, why do you work? Because you can't just sit there and be like, oh, well, I'm just gonna manifest like this woo-woo vegan girl, whatever people do. I'm actually gonna sit there and do the work. Now, what people do is that they miss out on one of these. They don't really focus on all three aspects because all three aspects are important. It's like walking. You cannot walk without your legs and your brain and your breathing and all that stuff, right? It's a mechanism. Now, Bob Ross makes money with painting. This guy just paints and he makes money, right? Because he doesn't have the limiting beliefs and thoughts that you have to actually do the work. Now, of course, Bob Ross is a great painter, but the point is that the medium that they're using could be anything. Anybody can become successful doing it. There are pianists who get paid. There are people who cook food that get paid, Michelin star chefs, all these people, right? There's someone who works for $20 an hour in a fast food restaurant, and there's someone who gets paid $200 to work in a Michelin star restaurant, right? What is the difference? He might be even a better chef than them. It's because mentally is what you have seen here. The $200 Michelin star chef thinks that, oh, I am high quality. I should learn all this stuff, right? He's mentally accepting that. And then spiritually, a lot of people misconstrue this word as well. They think about just, God and like spiritual means like all that, like sitting down and meditate. That's not spiritual. Spiritual means just another plane of reality, right? Now, spiritually, it could be aligned. It could be that is passion, right? The point I'm trying to make is that the more you need something, right, the more the universe creates a gap. Let me show you this. This photo is such a good illustration. You have God and man over here, and there's this little gap, which is in between their hat. And this is you trying to achieve your goals. You are so close to reaching it. You're doing all the right things. You're doing all that work, but you're not able to mentally and physically believe it, what's there, right? So I am at 100K a month. I have the best clients. I already have it. That is the key. A lot of you guys are saying, oh, I want to be at 100K a month. I need to be at 100K a month. Do you understand? You are constantly affirming that you're not at the destination you want to be, which causes the universe to think, oh, this guy's not where he wants to be. Okay, fine. So give him more of that. The universe is really binary. If you're sad and if you complain, it's going to make you more complain. Oh, that's because it's like a unprompted father, I would say. So it's a really giving person, which is like, oh, you want sadness? Oh, well, we'll give you loads of that. Oh, you want gratefulness? We'll give you loads of that. And it's all about what you are going to input. It doesn't think in the way, oh, he's wrong, he's right. He thinks about, okay, this person wants this, so I'm going to get this. And that's why the people who complain have more things to complain about than the people who are grateful, right? Now, you have to create emotion with this. This is the key to actually going into the spiritual and mental plane, is that when it's like imagine yourself making that much money, being excited, working with the best people. Let's go, right? Like I can already feel it. I'm not at 100K a month, but I know I will be. I am already. Mentally, I'm already there. It's the physical. It's just time hasn't caught up yet. That's what a lot of people talk about, fake it till you make it, all this sort of stuff, right? And the reason why they do that is because if you mentally do this, you can ask yourself question, then you can work in accordance and work in alignment through that, right? And when you create that emotion, yeah, it's like I'm out there, I want to see that, like feel how it would like you would feel in that moment, and then this is what I want you to do. Open up your notes app on your iPhone, whatever you're using, right? And I want you to write down all the beliefs you have, all sorts of beliefs you have, right? It could be that I'm not smart enough. It could be X, Y, and Z. It could be old beliefs. It could be beliefs from your parents. It could be anything. I'll just pause this video. I'm gonna wait for you for 2 seconds and then come back. Okay, probably done now. Now, what I want you to do is to look at all those beliefs, scroll through them, or if you've written them down on a piece of paper, do that and ask yourself, would me, who's making $500,000 a month, have these beliefs? Would he or she have those beliefs? And if not, just delete them. Simple. Like a lot of you guys get hold to your thoughts and emotions. You have to understand you're not your thoughts, you're not your beliefs, you're not your emotions. They come and go, you're experiencing them, but you have the ability to hold on to them. So let's say I'm sad, right? I'm sad. You feel super, super sad. What you can do is that why am I sad? Is this serving me? Is this talk gonna make me richer, stronger, better, or any way? No. So then just leave it. Let go of it. Your thoughts can either serve you or hold you. There's only two binary. Again, the universe is really binary. The whole mechanism of your mind is really binary. It's not going to sit there and try to like logically find this way of understanding and all this stuff, right? And this diagram is so good, and it tells you about everything you want to know about it, right? You have different sort of dimensions and all. Of course, not people think it's woo-woo stuff, but this is literally science. You can see it through like colors, light, and all that stuff, right? Now, as you go higher in these levels, it's all about how much are you owning it. What do I mean by that? When you say I am at 100K a month and you don't do jack shit, that means you're not doing anything. What I'm saying is that when you do say I am at XYZ, let's say I am at $1 million a month. Let's say that, right? I am at $1 million a month. Let's say you say that, right? Now what I want you to do is think like what would that person think? Right? That's the first thing. What would they think on a day-to-day basis? And what actions would they take? Because if you are watching TV and watching these videos again and again and again, it's not going to shift your dimension. It's not going to change who you are, right? And you have all these things, right? You have shame, guilt, apathy, guilt, fear, anger, pride, all these emotions, right, which come in. Being awareness is I am presence. You understand that these things are happening and I can change them. A lot of the time what's happened is that people will sit there for months and months on end, for decades almost, and not realize that where they're going and what they're feeling currently doesn't really correlate to whatever's happening around them. What do I mean by that? Is that you have to be aware of what's happening in your thoughts, what's happening in your mind. You have to be aware when you're scrolling. The reason why doom scrolling is so bad because you're not aware. You're like a zombie. Have you ever like thoughtfully done that? Never, right? Like why do these people make these mechanisms? To hold you. A lot of stuff, if you want to dive in deeper, right? Like if you want to like actually go deeper, of course this guy Neo, he's so good at it. He's like, his entire journey is like he was like literally like having bailiff outside his door. He comes from an extremely rough background, and he's like doing like 6 figures a month, which is absolutely insane, right? And he does this via all learning and all this stuff, but he takes the action. He creates the YouTube videos. He sits there and learns about this stuff and then gives out that knowledge and package it up and actually run a business with it. So you have to realize that reality is fake and you're just acting in it, right? You have to be chill about it. Now, what I want you to do, because this is not a woo-woo guide video I want to make, and of course I jumped over topics a little bit, but I want you to do these like 4 or 5 things, right? You make a list of your limiting beliefs, whatever you believe in, like I'm not smart, I'm not healthy, whatever the case is, right? And then after you've done that, delete the ones which are not good, right? And then set your goal. I am at 100K a month, and start feeling that emotion. Start feeling it. Start being like, yes, I am at that number. Let's go. Woo, woo, woo. And then you have to go to a point where you're numb. Once you do that, once you go to the numb point, this is the point where you're going to actually make it happen. When you go to the numb point, you are literally going to achieve it because you're going to be like, it's like, yeah, I did 100K a month. Like, what does it matter? When I did 50, and this probably happens to a lot of you will achieve your goals and you will be like, like that was all right. Because you hype it up. But once you become calm with it, then when it's come. It's like you when you're chasing calls all day and nobody's coming, and when you just relax, 5 calls book in a single day, right? Don't let these things stop you or change your thinking in a negative way from your goal. You will feel at certain points where it's like, oh man, nothing is working. I'm booking no calls, I'm doing nothing. All this stuff is bad for me. I can't get more views. Like even me here, I was thinking negatively. I was like, you know what? No, let me actually sit there and see what I did wrong. It's gonna work out. Then the depressed one, then the Charlie Morgan one. Then I started learning more and I started becoming better with the process. Even though I knew what I was supposed to do, I didn't believe I could get these views. I didn't believe I could do all this stuff. That's why it wasn't happening to me. But once I calmed it down, once I was like, okay, what am I actually trying to do here? It's really easy to do. It's not that hard. Once you can implement that inside of your own mind, that's when you really start to change. So I'm not going to overcomplicate this like a lot of people do. I didn't want to give you I know a lot about this topic, but I don't want to give you like super duper information. Do this. Take out your notes app, make a list of limiting beliefs, see the ones which are aligned with your goal and not aligned. The ones which are aligned, you keep them, right? I'm fit, I'm healthy, I'm smart, whatever the case is. Of course, if you don't have a goal, make a goal, bro. Come on. Now you make that goal and you want to feel that emotion, play some music, be like, yes, I'm doing it. And then ask yourself every single time, would the 100K version or $1 million a month version, would any of these versions do the things that I'm doing right now? Would they watch TV? Would they go out there and do stuff here and there? Would they have intention in their content? Would they make better YouTube videos? Would they do this and this? Because once you start to think it that way, you start to become that way. Once you become it, you achieve it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.